A couple of very big decisions will be made by voters in Iowa in 16 days. That's the state primary on June 2nd. There's the Republican race for Congress to try to claim Dave Loebsack's seat, and there's a race for the U.S. Senate among the Democrats. 5 Democrats are vying for the chance to challenge incumbent Joni Ernst in November: Michael Franken, Kimberly Graham, Teresa Greenfield, Eddie Morrow, and Cal Woods. There's a wide gap when it comes to money in that race. Greenfield has a tremendous war chest of almost $4 million. That was to start the second quarter. No one else really close. Michael Franken almost at $250,000. Kimberly Graham at roughly $41,000 to start the quarter. Eddie Morrow is in the game at $1 million. He doesn't have as much cash on hand as he did to start the year, down about $500,000. No filing from Cal Woods with the Federal Election Commission. This morning, we get to know Teresa Greenfield a bit better. She was raised on a farm in Bryceland, Minnesota, near the Iowa border. Greenfield took college classes at Iowa Lakes Community College and Iowa State University. She earned her bachelor's degree in urban planning from Mankato State University in Minnesota. Greenfield started out her professional career working as an urban planner for more than 10 years. She now runs a small commercial real estate company in Des Moines. Now, this isn't her first foray into politics. Greenfield ran for Congress a couple of years ago. She pulled out before the primary after her campaign manager falsified some signatures to get on the ballot. Fellow Democrat Cindy Axne went on to win the primary and the general election to wind up in Congress in that seat. There's no avoiding the fact Teresa Greenfield is the favorite going into the primary based on her financial dominance alone. She also has the support of the Democratic Party establishment. I had a chance to talk with her earlier this week about her campaign. We talked about the stress that goes with being the front runner. Do you feel that pressure, though? You are the favorite now at this point with all the money you have, and you have the party behind you establishment. Do you feel pressure as the front runner, as the party's favorite?
Oh, no, I don't feel any more pressure than I did on day one to win this seat because of the things I'm driven for. To put Iowans first, to put their need for health care first, the protections for pre-existing conditions, to rebuild our markets, rebuild our farm economy. And I'll tell you, one thing that really drives me is to get dark money out of politics. And we can certainly talk about that too, Jim. So no, I don't feel any pressure, not any more than I put on myself from the day I announced and got in this fight.
Now, all of the Democrats in this race struggle with some form of name recognition. None of you have held elected office before. Why do you think you can come out on top in this field of 5 Democrats?
You know, I have really worked incredibly hard since the day I announced, but even before that, you know, deciding to run for the United States Senate is a really serious decision, and I am a listener. I took the time to seek out wise counsel from leaders all across the state, elected leaders, former elected leaders, county party chairs, people who have won elections, people who have lost elections, friends, neighbors, and so many others. And before I even announced, we had over 19 endorsers on board, ready to help us get our name out across the state. And the folks that have joined our team continue to work hard because I cannot win alone. It's going to take all of us. And so those folks have helped host events in their neighborhoods, in their communities, in their counties to introduce us to Iowans, and that has been invaluable to my name recognition all over this state. And I'm grateful for the help, and we're going to keep working hard. Just because we're working from home doesn't mean we're standing still, let me tell you.
I understand. Now, you pulled out of the primary 2 years ago to run for Congress when your campaign manager filed some phony signatures. He took a plea deal and apologized in a full-page newspaper ad. But this is the type of thing that can follow a candidate and becomes political fodder for the opposition. Now, assuming you win the primary, how concerned are you that Joni Ernst and the Republicans will try to use this against you in the general election to try to paint you as someone who can't be trusted or has bad judgment?
You know, I think Iowans are ready to have that kind of divisive conversation come to an end. They are looking for leaders who will do what's right and who won't look away from what's wrong. And that's exactly what I did and do as a leader. Certainly it was a tough time, I mean, no doubt about it, but I am proud of my decision and certainly did not put politics first, did not put a party first, did not put my needs first, but put the integrity of our elections first and foremost. And that is something I think Iowans will be delighted about. I will tell you, I was pretty inspired by the event because so many people all across this state, and in the 3rd District in particular, came out to help us get new signatures, file that new petition to be on the ballot. And I am grateful for their energy and their support. Even some folks that were in that primary with me helped us out. But as you know, we did not get enough signatures to be on the ballot, and that's okay. That's the way it's supposed to be. And then I just rolled up my sleeves to make sure that our candidate, now Representative Cindy Axne, got elected. And I'm thrilled that was the turnout of that election.
Now, this pandemic clearly affects how all of you have to campaign. It might also keep people away from the polls. What worries do you have about turnout during the primary, which already have historically low turnout, and the impact it could have on your chances of winning?
Well, I'll tell you this. We are incredibly focused on getting out the vote, GOTV, and we have a plan for that and are certainly executing it right now. We have been endorsed by the AFL-CIO in this state. We have been endorsed by probably 19 other unions, 3 more just this week, other organizations, and everybody is rolling up their sleeves to help get out the vote. And I will tell you, I think it's excellent that our Secretary of State has sent an absentee ballot request form to every active registered voter. That's the right thing to do. And my request to the Secretary of State would be that in the November election, they actually send the ballot to absolutely every active registered voter.
Part of my conversation with Teresa Greenfield. More of it on the way. Pandemic approach. What role the Democrat thinks the federal government should play to bring it under control. For the record.